Marie. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, for anybody who doesn't know me, if this is your first time to my channel, my name's Vicky Marie. I'm based in mainland Spain. Very chilly mainland Spain at the moment. My computer is saying 7 degrees. So I do think it's a little bit warmer than that, but it's certainly probably not 10 degrees. The sun's out, it all looks lovely. If you looked at the skies, you'd think, oh, that looks beautiful. But it's freezing. It's freezing, so I've actually got the fire on. My hands are cold. I haven't got my gloves on, actually, but I should have them on. And yeah, my name's Vicky Marie. I talk about crime, sometimes politics, mainly crime, a little bit of politics here and there. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about stalking, if you like. I'm a person who many years ago was stalked. I know exactly how it feels to be stalked. It's the most horrible feeling that you can imagine. You just feel like you can't get help from anywhere or anyone. And even when you get help, you don't feel protected. Now, what we're going to talk about today, though, is a different kind of stalking. You know, the stalking I suffered was from an ex-partner, but it's so common. But now there is more sort of attention on it. There are more laws about it. But it doesn't save people always from, you know, a horrible end. You know, stalking is a mental illness. People who stalk, you know, and there are different variations of stalking, of course. There are different, you know, what do you call stalking? Is it stalking just to sneakily have a look at someone's Facebook profile? Have a little Facebook stalk? I don't think there's many of us who haven't done that, have we? You know, I'm holding my hands up. Of course I've done that. You suddenly sort of think of someone maybe you haven't seen for ages. You think, oh, I wonder how they're getting on. And you go into their Facebook and you have a look. That's like a stalking, like a nosiness type stalking, isn't it? I bet there's none of you out there that haven't done that. And if you say you haven't, I don't believe you. But then where does stalking cross the line and become obsessive stalking? You know, we're paying attention. Sometimes people start stalking famous people, don't they? And it gets to a point where even, you know, it ends in violence, it ends in death even. And then in normal life, ex-partners quite often stalk, don't they? They cannot accept that the relationship is over. And so they check up on everything that person does. I don't know, send them messages. They won't leave them alone. Sometimes the only time they leave them alone is when they find some other poor unfortunate person to do it to. Because some people have obsessive stalking personalities. I really do think that. You know, and it's more than jealousy. It's more than anything. You know, we've all been left at some point, I expect, you know, somebody who didn't want to be with us anymore, or a friend who didn't want to be our friend anymore. You know, we might have a little check on their Facebook here and there, but we don't obsessively stalk them, follow them around, you know, wait outside their house, all those kind of things. That's obsessive stalking, and it is a mental illness. And the type of stalking that I'm going to talk about in this video today, and I'm going to talk about a couple of cases. One you may not have heard of at all, and another one that you probably will have heard of that's quite famous, and a third one that is very famous. But this is what I'm going to talk about in today's video. But we're going to talk about families whose loved ones, mainly children maybe, go missing, because it'd be difficult if it was an adult to claim you were that person. Because if somebody goes missing at 20, you know, they look like what they look like. But if someone goes missing as a child, of course, you know, somebody could come along that's just got a sort of peripheral resemblance to that child, and claim that they are that person. And then it's very upsetting for the families. A lot of families of missing children doesn't only happen with one person, happens with lots of people. But it's not always stalking. Sometimes people genuinely come forward because maybe they've been adopted or whatever, and they genuinely feel they could be that person's child. And normally a simple DNA test, these days, luckily, DNA tests will quickly clear up if that's true or not. But then occasionally you get people who come forward who have mental illness, and they will not accept, even though a DNA test is made, or even though it's obvious that they are not that missing person. Sometimes people do it for financial gain. There's been cases of people coming forward claiming to be a child that went missing years ago, and for financial reasons. There's been those kind of cases. But I think most of them, the ones that become obsessive, I think these are mental health issues. And sometimes the flames are fanned by social media creators who make the best of those claims by, for clicks, for likes, because they know it would be sensationalist. And even though they don't believe for a minute that that person is the person they're claiming to be, they will have them on their platform because they know people are going to watch that video, because some of the missing children cases are so well known and so famous. And some content creators, unfortunately, have no scruples whatsoever, in doing that. They don't care if that person is the real person or not. All they care about is the fact they know people are going to watch that video. So we're going to talk about that as well. So we're going to talk about people who have these stalking obsessions, for, claiming that they are missing children, famous missing children cases. And first of all, we're going to look at one that's lesser well known, maybe certainly in the UK, but probably very well known in the USA where it happened. And we're going to have a little chat. I want you to tell me what you think. Why do these people do it? Or maybe some of them, do you think that they genuinely are that person? As we go along, you put your thoughts on there in comments, as long as you're not offensive to me or anybody else. Whether you agree with what I say or you don't, it doesn't matter. The only reason you may get your comment removed from me, I'm not talking about YouTube, because YouTube is its own thing, but from me, the only reason I might remove your comment is because you mention another creator by name. I don't do that on my channel. I'll talk about other creators, but I'm not attacking any particular creator. Or if you attack me like personally, or you attack any of the other people on my chat personally, because I'm not having that either. If you've got an opinion, if you've got an argument, put your argument. It won't be removed just because I don't agree with it, but it will be removed if you're being nasty to anyone, including the families, to be honest. Don't be too nasty to the families, whatever you think or you don't think. Just the fact these cases that we're going to talk about are mysterious means that nobody knows exactly what happened. I'll give my thoughts, but I don't know exactly either. Nobody knows exactly. We're just chewing the cud. We're just talking over possible things, and we're not nasty to each other, at least not on my channel. We're not. You want to be nasty, there's loads of channels out there you can be nasty on, but not on mine. Okay. First thing that I want to say as well before I start is thank you. Thank you to all my subscribers. Please don't forget to subscribe or please consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed. It's free, as is liking the video. Special thanks as always to my members. Thank you so much. You are the mainstay of my channel. And a special thanks as well to anyone who sends me, buys me a Ko-fi, sends me a super sticker, PayPals me. That you are so lovely, all of you out there. Thank you so much. And, all the nice people in my community so much outweigh the odd trolley here and there, trolley dolly that we get here and there. But do you know what? They have a mental illness too, because if they feel like they have to be a troll, and by troll, I'm not talking about someone who disagrees with me. I'm talking about someone who's nasty, deliberately following my videos, but still making nasty comments. Just don't watch. Do you realize that YouTube is not obligatory? Not yet, anyway. You know, Donald Trump hasn't come along and said, we've got to do this. We've got to watch Vicky Marie Chat's videos. Don't watch them. Go and watch another video. Do you know what I mean? You're sad people. But anyway, I do pray for you, and I really mean that every day. So let's get on with it. So, as I say, we're going to first of all just talk briefly about someone who pretended to be a missing child called Timothy Pitson in the USA. Then we're going to talk about someone who is claiming to be Ben Needham. A lot of British people will know about Ben Needham. He was a little toddler who went missing in Greece many, many years ago. And his family, unfortunately, at the moment, are going through this horrible situation of someone claiming to be him, despite the fact that DNA tests have proven that it's not him. And, you know, actually the family feeling threatened by this man's mental health. And then third, we're going to look at, of course, Julia, who's claiming to be Madeleine McCann. She's another person who suffers from mental health issues. It's very sad. And dealing with these people, she's clearly not Madeleine McCann, but dealing with these people, and I'm going to show you why I don't think she's Madeleine McCann during this video. But I just feel for the families, because the families, to be fair, they're trying to deal with these people in a nice way. Even the McCanns, you know, trying not to be nasty to someone who's got a clear mental health issue. Whereas on the other hand, you know, YouTubers are sort of allowing these people to, when I say allowing, that's maybe not the right word. They'd probably say, oh no, we're just letting them tell their story. You're not letting them tell their story. What you're doing is, you know that you're going to get clicks and watches and things. You don't care about that person. You don't care about the victim, you know, the missing child. You don't care about the families. All you're thinking about is, oh, this will be good for my channel because your channel's struggling. And it means more to you. Means more that you, the fact of making your channel work means more to you than scruples. Because a lot of these people that are doing this as well, it's not only with that case that they're talking a load of rubbish. You know, there's other things that they're saying that you just think, oh my God, how low really can you go? But anyway, there you go. So we're going to start off. Oh, actually, I'll say hello to everyone first. That's probably a good idea. Oh, I've got a couple of new members here that came into the members last night. Katrina, thank you so much. You know, my members are so special to me, really. Thank you so much. And then Vonnie, she joined yesterday for the members, or rejoined for the members last night. So hi to you two, and thank you for becoming members. Hi, Popeye. Yes, I have been following Julia Wanda, and you know what? Julia, when she goes on to everyone's Facebook, Popeye, because she's looking for attention all the time. Unfortunately, it's very sad about Julia. Hi, David. Hi, Vonnie. Hi, Matthew. Hi, Lorna. I don't know much about Alex Belfield, so he's someone I'll have to look into, Matthew. I'm going to put out some polls on my members channel asking people who they'd like to look into me. Alex Belfield, I don't know much about that, but anyway, I'll look into it. Hi, Laurie. Hi, Dry Spell. Oh, sorry. My Spanish channel is called Learn Spanish and English with Vicky, I think. I am streaming on that at the moment, actually. I think it's called Learn Spanish and English with Vicky. I think. Can't remember. I don't have specific days for the videos. Every time I do a live stream on here, I also stream it on there. Because although it's a language channel, people do like to go on there and watch the crime videos as well. So to be honest, the crime has taken over a bit from the Spanish at the moment. There's loads of videos on there already about Spanish. I need to sort of sort out my video channels, maybe put them together. That's, you know, it's on the list of many things. This week has been a very dramatic week. I'm hoping today, do you know what I'm hoping for today? It's Friday, no drama, just do my live. You know, I enjoy doing the live so much, but lately, as you probably know, all of you out there, haven't had much time to do lives. Everything's been a bit stressful with one thing or another, but it's calmed down now. Hopefully, thank you, God, please, God. So I'm hoping for a nice drama-free day today. Will I get one? But anyway, whatever drama I've had this week, it's not like the drama that these families are going through. So let's just have a look at this case of Timothy Pitt. There's so many cases that I want to look at. And of course, it's just impossible because there's not enough hours in the day. But Timothy, this man, he pretended to be, gosh, all these adverts that come out. Brian Michael Rinney. He pretended to be Timothy Pitson. Now, Timothy Pitson disappeared in 2011, and it was a very, very strange case. Let's just go over to the Wikipedia about him. So, on May the 11th, 2011, 6-year-old American boy Timothy James Pitson was dropped off at school by his father James, and he was picked up shortly after by his mother, Amy Fry Pitson, who took him on a 3-day trip to various amusement and water parks. Her body was subsequently found in a motel room in the city of Rockford, Illinois. She had taken her own life, and she left a note stating that Timothy was safe, but he would never be found. So you can imagine the rest of Timothy's family, his father, his extended family. Where is Timothy? He's never been found. His mum, there's CCTV, photos of her taking him around on this 3-day trip to various amusement and water parks. And then that was it. Now it's presumed that did she kill him before she took her own life? Or did she leave him with someone? Did she sell him? Did she, there's all sorts of rumors that she left him in an Amish community, or some sort of thing like that. And that he's still alive, but he's got a new identity. So this is Timothy Pitson. And then this guy who was arrested for some unknown reason, when he was arrested, he said he claimed to be Timothy Pitson. And, at first, nobody knew. Maybe he was Timothy Pitson because people don't know what happened to Timothy. There was his family's hopes were raised after a young man who was wandering the streets of Kentucky in the USA identified himself as Timothy to the police. So obviously he knew about the case. Not many, unless really you follow true crime, etc. How would you even know about the case of Timothy Pitson? So when he was arrested as an itinerant, he said, "Oh, I'm Timothy Pitson," and he told them, "Hey, Tia, stop!" And he told the police that he had just escaped from 2 men who had held him captive for 7 years. So, of course, it had to be looked into. FBI investigators, though, now they've declared his story as a hoax after his DNA was not a match. and officials have identified him as Brian Reaney, who in fact was 23 years old, who had been released from prison in Ohio less than a month ago after serving more than a year for burglary and vandalism. So maybe that's, it's like the question is, why did he identify himself as Timothy Pitson? Like, you can see why he wouldn't want the police to know who he was, because he was but why? Why say he was Timothy? Now, there are other cases that I've seen. That I've even seen a case, where somebody actually went to their family. The family believed he was the missing boy. I need to research that and look that up. There's so many of them. And lived with the family for a while before it was realised that it wasn't actually the missing child. Anyway, in a statement, as far as this case was concerned, the FBI vowed to not forget Timothy and hoped to one day reunite him with his family. But they added, unfortunately, that day will not be today. So it's awful, isn't it? So this boy, Timothy, he claimed to be him. When was this? So this was in 2019, and Timothy Pitson, even now, sort of nearly 5 years later, he still hasn't been found. Wasn't sharing just not like me, is it? Not sharing. This is him, sorry, Brian Michael Reaney. He was the one claiming. I think I was sharing it earlier, so I do think you saw him. So that's that's a lesser known one, let's say, that I just wanted to talk about. Timothy Pitson. It's not the only one. There's loads. There's loads of cases where people claim to be, to be a certain missing person, especially a child, because children look different. They change and they can look unrecognizable years later. So, there's always a possibility. But of course, now we do have DNA. At least we have DNA now. So it's quite easy, you would think, isn't it, to prove that somebody is not that person. And actually, I think I was going to do this before and I forgot. I'm going to light the candles. I don't know if that one's got any wick left. Nope, that one's not got any wick left. Let's try this one. They're not lighting. I'm burning my thumb, but I'm not managing to light the candle. Ow! Right, I bought a new candle the other day, so let's have that one. Hey, go away, go away. So sorry, I've got the German Shepherd's trying to, Tia, she's trying to help me light the candle. Go away, go away. Get on your chair, get on your chair. Okay. So, yes, I bought a new candle. I need to set up a GoFundMe, I think, for candle funds. Anyway, so this is to all the victims that we're going to talk about and their families. Because, nothing worse than having a missing person. It goes on for maybe, 1 year, 2 years, 20 years, 30 years. You still don't know what's happened to your child. And you hold out hope that maybe they're still alive somewhere. And then you get one of these people with the mental health issues coming along, pretending to be them. You want it to be them. I'll tell you what, you would want it, Ben Needham's family. So this is the case we're going to talk about next. We're going to end up talking about Madeleine McCann, of course, and Julia, who's claiming to be Madeleine. And she comes into this story because she's now inveigling herself in the Ben Needham case. So in the Ben Needham case, Ben Needham was a toddler who went missing in Greece at the age of 2, I believe, and it's not been determined, exactly what happened to him. His mum's still hoping to find out what happened to him. I'm not going into I've done videos about Ben before and about the circumstances where he went missing. That's not really what I'm going to talk about today. Today, I'm going to talk about a 33-year-old man who is claiming to be Ben, and he's making Ben's family's life and misery, because they're in a very difficult position, because this man has obviously got mental health issues. So they don't want to come out and say, oh God, he's just this, that, or the other. They're trying to be careful with his mental health, but he doesn't seem to be thinking about their mental health, does he? You know, he's not really thinking about their mental health at all. So I just wanted to show you, first of all, on Facebook, the Help Find Ben Needham page, and the statement that they've been forced to put out because of this man. And guess who's on this post to comment? Julia. Now, I don't want to say anything bad about Julia or about the man who's falsely claiming to be Ben. They obviously have their mental health issues. But, you know, sometimes we can't tiptoe so much around mental health issues and give they've got to be held accountable for what they're doing to other people's mental health. You know, anyone could go on social media and say they've got mental health issues. I've noticed that that's what a lot of content creators do. They've got ADHD, or they've got this, or they've got that. And they use that as an excuse for their uselessness or their bad behavior sometimes. Have they genuinely got ADHD, or have they genuinely got these mental health conditions? Sometimes I think they do use it as an excuse. You know, and even if you have, there's lots of people I've got people in my family that have been diagnosed with ADHD, but they're not, you know, they don't go on and say horrible things about other people. They don't use it as an excuse to be nasty piece of whatever. You know, I am really getting a little bit sick of people using mental health issues to excuse their bad behavior, when there's so many people out there coping with mental health issues. Don't use it as an excuse for their behavior. Don't even mention it. You know, they're just struggling with it and they're getting by, but they're not doing nasty things to other people. So if you're doing nasty things to other people and using your mental health as a reason that you're doing it, I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. Well, I suppose maybe I'm just confirming the truth, but you're not. It's not your mental health issues that are making you do it. You're just nasty. Okay, so let's have a look. So this is the statement that Ben Needham's mum, was forced to make on Facebook, because she's been stalked for 2 years by a man claiming to be her missing son. So she says, thank you, Lucy Thornton at the Daily Mirror, for covering the latest news in the search for Ben and the torment of a family, the torment of the family by a man believing he is Ben. Now, maybe he genuinely believes he's Ben Needham. Maybe Julia genuinely believes she's Madeleine McCann, but do you know what? She isn't, and he isn't. So let's just have some information about the page. The page is run by Ben's mum, Kerry, and sister Leanna, and good friends of the family. Please send any tips and leads directly to help find Ben Needham. Now, this is not the first time that, people have claimed to be Ben. I mean, there'll be genuine people out there who know they're adopted or whatever, hear about the story of Ben or Madeleine and think, oh, it could possibly be me. There will be genuine people. But then as soon as they have a DNA test, they'll think, all right, okay, no, it's not me. Well, that was one avenue. But these are different. These are a different breed. These are people who will not accept they are not that person. And that's when they become a stalker. That's when they become dangerous. So let's have a look at this article in the Daily Mirror. So this is Ben's mum, Kerry, and she's at the farmhouse. So Ben was playing outside, wasn't he, at the farmhouse, and he just literally disappeared. So there's been sort of talk that he might have been run over by a JCB, or he might have been whisked off by someone. There's allegations made against the family. You know, there's been all sorts of things said about Ben, but at the end of the day, it's never been established. So Sheffield-born Kerry Needham, 53, is now pleading with the police to take action as she fears for her family's safety. This was the 5th of February, so 2 days ago. Stalkers are a danger to your safety and your family's safety. So she claims the man has tracked down where her daughter lives. So now I couldn't find a photo of this man anywhere. If anyone knows where I can find a photo, please let me know. I could not find one, but there may be a photo of him somewhere. Hang on. So yeah, Ben was 21 months old. Oh, so she says she has tracked down where her daughter lives and managed to find a former address for her mum, Christine. Thing is, stalkers are relentless. They never give up. You know, like even if you made a bit of a half-hearted attempt, to find out where someone lived or whatever for whatever reason, and stalkers, obsessive stalkers, they never give up. They're like bloodhounds. They can't, because it is a mental health issue. So they can't give up, and they don't take no for an answer. They don't listen. You could give this man probably 200 DNA tests and he still wouldn't believe it. Same with Julia. She's decided because of her mental illness that she is Madeleine McCann. Doesn't matter what proof is ever shown. So Sheffield-born Kerry, Ben was 21 months old when he went missing on the Greek island of Kos in July 1991. Since then, the family have searched relentlessly, and South Yorkshire police have carried out 2 digs near the farmhouse he vanished from. Now, they did not find any remains of Ben, but they did find a little toy car. So there's a lot of talk that maybe, he was, and then there was talk that he was taken and buried somewhere else. Anyway, but nothing's been proven. So they have been left hurt and in heartache by a 33-year-old man who's been trying to bully them into having a private DNA test despite 2 results already proving negative. As I say, you could have 300 DNA tests, and this man will never accept it because he's not well in the head. Desperate for it to stop, Kerry told the Mirror, "He is causing me so much pain and heartache. It's cruel to do this to us. I will spend my life fighting to find out what happened to my son, but I just want him to leave us alone. We have tried to talk to him rationally, and the only thing we have refused is to meet him face to face. We feel awful for him, but he's not Ben and he won't accept it. It's heartbreaking." She says he's now posting it worldwide, claiming he had a vision of a flashback that he had been sold. He also says he has the same birthmarks as Ben, but they've faded. Funny that, isn't it? He had the same birthmarks as Ben, but they've faded. Kerry says he hasn't. I've seen pictures of them and they are not even in the right place. Now, the thing is, you've got to think, why would Kerry not want to be? She'd love him to be Ben. Of course she would. If she could find out what had happened to Ben, she'd love it. But she knows he's not Ben. Ben's sister, Leanna, has written directly to him saying 2 separate DNA tests have been conducted, one by South Yorkshire Police and another through a private company, DNA Family Finders UK, whom you personally reached out to. This private company tested your DNA directly against mine and later contacted us to share the results. Both tests conclusively determined there are no biological ties between you and my family. Regarding your comment about my mother seeking fame or sympathy, this is deeply hurtful. No one can truly comprehend the pain of losing a child unless they have lived through it themselves. In a family statement on the Find Ben website, they said, We are aware of recent posts circulating on social media regarding man's name. Now, I will tell you, I have got his name somewhere, but I couldn't find a photo of him. He approached the Help Find Ben page 2 years ago. I think they're trying not to give him publicity, believing he could be Ben. Given certain similarities in his story, Ben's mum, Kerry, responded to him directly. This was the police looking for Ben. Oh, hang on, let me change over. I have to keep remembering to change the thing. So this was the police looking for Ben. A DNA test was conducted by South Yorkshire Police. Despite claims to the contrary, the results confirmed he is not a match. Additionally, Ben's full-blood sister, Leanna, has her DNA registered on multiple platforms for cross-matching. These have also been checked and yielded no match. We have no reason to doubt the integrity of any of these platforms, whether operated by the police or global databases. We are deeply saddened by the allegations being made against our family, suggesting that we are denying him a DNA test. This is simply not true. As a family, we feel this is unnecessary at this time. We have no further reason to believe he could be Ben. We have offered our condolences to him directly, and we sincerely hope he finds the peace and answers he is looking for. So obviously this man is not sure of his origins, and he's thinking he's better. It's sad, but, he can't take it out on families. Now let's have a look then at this. So on this comment on Facebook, guess who commented on it? Julia. Now, somebody earlier in my chat, it's gone off. Hang on. Can you hear me now? Sometimes it seems to go off. Can you hear me? I think you can hear me again now, can you? Hi, Princess. I'm hoping you can all hear me now. Yeah. So that was the post. So on the Facebook for the Find Ben Needham post, who comes on there to make a comment but Julia herself? See, Julia, somebody had mentioned earlier in my chat that Julia had made some comments on their Facebook post. Julia searches over Facebook to find anything, and comments because, I feel for Julia. I think Julia has got some real mental health issues, and the way that she's been sort of banded all over YouTube by different mainly YouTube creators. To me, it feels like a sort of a figurative gang RAPE. They're all just passing around to tell her story, even though they know full well that she is not Madeleine McCann. But it's helping their channel, it's getting views on their channel, it's getting clicks, etc. So it's horrible. It's exploitation. As I say, to me, it feels like a figurative gang RAPE of this girl who obviously has got mental health issues. But anyway, as I'm finishing off with the case of Ben, Julia went on to the Find Ben Needham Facebook to make this comment. Hi, I'm Julia Wendelt, and I believe that I am Madeleine McCann. I have gathered a lot of evidences pointed to me being Madeleine. Now, let's not forget she actually has had a DNA test which proves she was Eastern European, Polish, not Madeleine McCann. She is not Madeleine McCann. It's a shame because she would quite like to be Madeleine McCann, but she's not. And she's got mental health issues and she's been exploited all over social media. It's very sad. Police refused to test my DNA. I mean, this is just not, she has been tested. She has had her DNA tested. She's Polish. So anyway, my Polish parents have, so she blames her parents, of course, as well. Kate and Jerry have never done any DNA tests with me. Now, the thing is, we're going to listen to when she actually phoned Jerry. We're going to listen to when she actually turned up at their house and harassed them. And you know what? I'm not a lover of Jerry McCann, especially. You know, I've got my reservations about him. I don't like the way they left the children on their own in that holiday resort. I've been to that resort. I've seen. I would never have left my 3 children under the age of 5 there. I don't like all those things. I believe 100% that they know what happened to Madeleine. That's why they're so convinced she isn't Madeleine. They know she's not Madeleine. Of course they do, because they know what happened to Madeleine. That's only my opinion. And I also do not think they killed Madeleine deliberately. I don't think it was that. Madeleine died accidentally, so one way or another. They know that. They know that Julia Wendell is not Madeleine McCann, allegedly. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they'll probably, not be happy with me saying that, but that's my belief. And so when Julia's turned up being convinced that she's not Madeleine, they know she isn't Madeleine. They know exactly where Madeleine is. They all refuse. I got in touch with Adam. So she's been in touch with this guy. Oh, is that his Facebook? Might get a... Oh, can we get a look at him? I haven't seen a picture of him. Here he is. Ah. So this is Adam Michael. He lives in Needham, St. Anne's in Lancashire. And he says, oh, look, it's all over his Facebook. He thinks he is God. Police corruption and government fraud. It's always the government's fault. It's the police's fault. And look, somebody's made a comment there. I can't believe some of the things I'm reading. My Auntie Kerry has been through enough with people claiming to be Ben over the years. And the amount of time she's got her hopes up and her heart has been shattered. Oh, there he is. There he is. Sorry, Adam. Your DNA proves you are not Ben Needham. Leave this family alone. Leave them alone. The whole world's against you, isn't it? You're not the one who lost your 2-year-old. Yeah. Yeah. Wake up, public. Yep. Well, whatever. Sorry, I hadn't seen this before. I didn't realise that he had a Facebook page. So I'm just looking through it with you. So there you go. He's the guy. So I'm glad I found a picture of him because I was struggling to find a photo of him. Yeah. Sorry, it's not even funny, but do you know what? You just think, oh my God. Leave this family alone. Leave the family alone. Anyway, so going back to what Julia said then. Thanks for that, Julia, for giving me the link to Adam Michael's Facebook. So he says he thinks he is missing Ben Needham. He looks a lot like the age progression of Ben. What were we to base it on that? That it looks like the age progression. Is that what we're talking? Oh well, it must be him. But his DNA test didn't match, Julia. It's the DNA that matters. I don't understand why you don't want to do a DNA test with him. They've done a DNA test. I can clearly see the similar pattern here. People in mainstream media portray him as a crazy stalker. They did the same to me. Well, I'm sort of thinking a bit like if the cat fits. His family tried to make him look like he's delusional. Why would they do that though, Julia? You know, this is what you've got to think. Kerry would love to find her missing son. What you're saying is Kerry doesn't want to find Ben. That's what you're saying, because she doesn't accept that someone who's already done 2 DNA tests is not Ben, because he can't accept he's not Ben. Then, you know, there's something, you're attacking Kerry. Police is as corrupt as hell. Well, do you know what? There'll always be people out there that will accept that. Oh, it's a cover up by the police. Police are corrupt. Why would they cover up the fact that this man is Ben Needham? Why? Or that you are Madeleine McCann? Why would they? Your family did it as well. My family did the same to me by putting a false statement online. So everybody else's statement is false, but your statements are true. Is that how it is? I got a call from DC Mark Draycott, Operation Grange, Madeleine McCann case, and he basically informed me that they are not going to test my DNA, and he threatened me by saying I'll be arrested if I go to Leicester or I call the British police. Kate and Jerry have never reported you to me to the police. Kate and Jerry know you are not Madeleine. 100%. They know, because they know exactly what happened to Madeleine. Why do you say that Adam is... I don't understand why you push Adam away in the similar way as Kate and Jerry push me away. They push you away because they know you're not telling the truth. Why do you say Adam is a stalker? He's only trying to find his real family. Yes, that's sad that he doesn't know who his real family are, but his real family are not, he is not Ben Needham. You refused to do a DNA test with him. There's been DNA tests done. He even said he would pay for it, so why not to try? It's not about money, is it? Do you really want to find your son, Ben? How dare she say that? How dare? Julia, if you are watching this, how dare you insinuate, whether you've got mental illness or not, that is foul to insinuate they don't want to find their son. Of course they want to find him. Do Kate and Jerry really want to find their daughter Madeleine? No, because they know where she is and they know you're not her. Why do mainstream media portray me and Adam as delusional people? It's not only me now, it's both of us. So they've ganged up now. Me and Adam, who were betrayed by the media and families, is it a coincidence that both of us have to deal with the same behaviour of the police and families of missing Ben and Madeleine? I don't think it's a coincidence. How many people are out there who know they are missing children, but can't do anything because no one wants to listen to what they want to say? Well, the only people who don't want it is because they're not the people they say they are. They're the only ones that don't, if somebody came forward, did their test, if you'd done that DNA test and it was proven that you were actually of, a different kind of heritage, they would be looking at it more closely. Well, Kate and Jerry wouldn't be, because they know for a fact you are not Madeleine. They know 100% you're not Madeleine. But other people might believe you more if your original DNA tests had not proven that you're actually of Polish origin. I am on Adam's side because I know what I've been through and I know how I was treated. It's very similar or even the same pattern of behaviour. Don't delete my comment, please. That's a veiled threat, isn't it? It's Julia, I'm sorry, I've been talking on my channel about covert narcissists. That is Julia. It's all about her. She's not thinking about her effect that she has on anybody else. Don't delete my comment. Here's another family that I'm interfering with. And whatever I think or don't think of the McCanns, I do think it's distressing what she's doing to them. They've still lost a little girl at some point. I believe, that they do know what happened to her, but I'm sure they've still grieved her every day, especially Kate, I think. Anyway, so the actual page then were forced to reply because they're trying to deal gently with, really what they should do is delete her comment or make some but they're trying to be diplomatic. They're trying not to hurt Julia. And so they said, we have every message and reply between Kerry and Adam for the past 2 years. He also asked if Kerry was Princess Diana. But our intention is not to out him or publish private messages, but we are being questioned and accused of things that simply are not true. He sent us a picture of his cousin who he thinks is Madeleine McCann. So, Julie, you're not Madeleine McCann according to Adam because his cousin is Madeleine McCann. Funny that, he's Ben Needham and his cousin is Madeleine McCann. You know, if he had a horse, it'd be Shergar. Regardless of the above, DNA has been done. His and Leanna's DNA are on Ancestry. There was no match. Leanna's DNA is on multiple platforms, not just Ancestry. All the platforms are listed. There is no need to put Leanna or Kerry through anymore. The strength and pain it takes to go through with something like that is unimaginable. Again, we will reiterate, we have no reason to question the integrity of Operation Ben at all, or Ancestry. Leanna's DNA and family tree are linked accurately and have matches to family members. We are sorry, extremely sorry, that Adam is struggling, and we have offered our condolences to him directly. So this family who's looking for their missing toddler, well, he won't be a toddler now, obviously, they've got to tiptoe around these people because they don't want to hurt them, because they've got mental health issues. But these people with the mental health issues don't care about how this family feel. It's terrible. Now, Julia hasn't answered that message yet. That was a day ago. But, you know, this is what Julia is. It is sad. I feel for Julia. I know she's got mental health issues, but somebody's got to, you know, stop this. She can't get away with making families feel bad. You know, she can't. Hi, Julie. She can't get away with it. Whatever mental health issues she's got or hasn't got, she cannot get away with this. Okay, so where are we going now? So now we're going to go on and talk about Julia. You know, Julia, what can I say about Julia? So she's been all over the social media, as I say, unscrupulous YouTubers passing around, regardless of her mental health issues, you know, just using her to up their sort of lights or whatever because they're struggling or because, you know, they're just looking for some sensationalism. They don't necessarily believe her. They don't necessarily, none of it. They don't ask her the right questions. They just, you know, they literally, as I say, it's like figurative gang RAPE to me, what they're doing with Julia, using her. You know, instead of, you know, somebody needs to sort of challenge Julia a bit better, I think. Okay, so bearing in mind of that, I want to go to this article. So this is an article from when the DNA results came in that said she is not Madeleine McCann because her DNA results show she's from Polish descent. Now, which part of that do people not understand? So this was in April 2023. The DNA results are in. The woman who said she was Madeleine McCann is not the missing girl. I mean, you know, apart from anything, she looks absolutely nothing like Madeleine. So apart from the DNA results, you tell me how they've got any similarities. I know, you know, the thing in her eye, it's not right, is it? Because if you look at her eye there, is that the, what do they call it? That thing in the eye, I can't remember what they call it. Madeleine's is over this side. You know, it's not in the right place. The only thing that I thought was anything like her hair was quite like Amelie's hair, because Amelie last year, not when was it? Not this year. Not the last one, but the vigil the year before. Amelie, one of the twins, went along to that vigil, and we saw her for the first time at the age she is now, 18 or 19. Her hair is similar. That's the only thing I'd say. But apart from that, there's nothing else that is similar. This girl, and this is quite an old picture of Julie. She doesn't look like that now either. So apart from the DNA, I don't think there's any physical resemblance. Her mouth is completely different. Her nose is completely different. I know people change as they get older, but and of course, Sean, the other twin, he didn't go to that vigil that Amelie went to. And then the following year, nobody went to the vigil. So what is going on there? I do think maybe we might find the truth. I never used to think we would ever find the truth out about Madeleine McCann. But now I do feel that maybe we will. There's just someone's going to crack sooner or later. So Julia Wendell of Poland claims she might be Madeleine McCann, who disappeared from a Portuguese resort in 2007 and garnered viral fame. I mean, how dare she go on the Ben Needham website, Facebook page, and make that comment? It's terrible. Anyway, the DNA test results are in for the Polish woman who captured international attention earlier this year for claiming to be Madeleine McCann, a British girl who disappeared in 2007 while on a family vacation in Portugal. And the test revealed that Julia Wendell, 21, this was last year, of course, is not the missing girl. She has near 100% Polish heritage, with no evidence of British or even German ancestry, according to spokeswoman Dr. Thea Johansson. We finally know the reality, Johansson wrote in an Instagram post. Although it's impossible to tell for sure without the parents' DNA results on either side, the test results speak to the origins of Julia's roots. Johansson added she was shocked that McCann's parents, who are still looking for their daughter, and Wendell's own parents refused to take a DNA test to resolve this nagging question for her. Wendell began a social media campaign in February to share evidence that she was McCann, Madeleine, after becoming suspicious of her past and identity, claiming she didn't have any memories of her childhood or many memories of her childhood. In a now deleted Instagram page, I Am Madeleine McCann, Wendell shared side-by-side comparisons of herself and the missing girl and garnered tens of thousands of followers. The response to Wendell's claims online was intensely polarising. Many called for London's Metropolitan Police to investigate her claims, while others accused Wendell of being a malicious fraudster. I don't think she's a malicious fraudster. I think she's a very sad girl. That's what I think. This story is much more complicated than a simple girl from a small town in Poland making a claim to get attention. She truly believed what she was saying. I think she did. And so many questions about her childhood, it's easy to understand where she was coming from. Johansson wrote in her statement, adding that Wendell broke down in tears when she learned the DNA test results. So she wants to be Madeleine McCann. And finding out she wasn't was difficult. The crux of Wendell's proof that she was Madeleine revolved around her physical resemblance. I don't see any physical resemblance, to be honest. When Madeleine disappeared, that's what it's called, a coloboma. I know I'll have butchered that pronunciation. Abnormality in her right eye was used as a major identifying feature, one that Wendell claimed to share. So a coloboma is a flaw in the structure of the eye, often causing a visible tear or hole. Wendell also claimed to have the same dimples as McCann, several similarly located moles and freckles, and even said she had similar teeth gapping. If still alive, Madeleine would be 19 years old. Wendell is 21, but said at the time that she feared her age was incorrect. Polish police disputed Wendell's claims that she was McCann about a week after she reached viral fame, and Wendell's own parents spoke out about her campaign, saying they were devastated by her claims and the worldwide media attention it has garnered. The thing is, if your child has got a mental health issue, it is devastating. This is just one type, your child could, I don't know, be Axel Ruda Cabana, or they could take drugs, or they could do shoplifting, or they could go off and do bad things. Their child has decided to do this. It's obvious that Julia isn't Maddie, they wrote in a statement on the Missing Years Ago Facebook page, adding their daughter has received therapy from psychologists and psychiatrists in the past, but suggesting that she may have stopped recently. She refuses treatment. She doesn't take her medicines regularly. We are devastated at the current situation. And Johansson wrote in her update that Wendell was reconnecting with her father in wake of the DNA test results. Gosh. Now, most of us know a lot about the case. This is Paul. Let's have a look at these videos that are on this page. Bless Bless her little heart. So, yeah, of course, it was Christian B. recently supposed to have murdered her. Well, it can't be Julia's Madeleine. Christian B's murdered her. I mean, where's the truth? We'll never know, or maybe we will know, because maybe Kate. I feel Kate might crack, or even one of the twins. I just want to show you this again. Sorry, let's go back. So, see these three kids? See these two little babies? And Madeleine, who was only 3, would you leave them on their own in an apartment while you went out and got drunk with your friends in a foreign country? That's what they did. It's not that nearby. I've been there. I can see how far away it is. I wouldn't have left my children there. Maybe if they were 10 or something and they could text you if they had a problem or look out. But, not these 3 tiny children. That's not going to happen. Yeah, that guy, Clarence Mitchell, they employed, he's a PR guru. He was the PR guru, some people will remember. Clarence Mitchell, the PR guru for the Liberal Democrats. Why was he employed to be their spokesperson? Why would you even need a spokesperson if it's of course they made a lot of money, the McCanns, from their appeals about Madeleine, etc. And they employed Clarence Mitchell, who used to be PR guru for the Liberal Democrats. Yeah, so this guy, Christian B, when I was in Portugal and I got chatting to the guy behind the bar in the apartments where she went missing, who was working there on that night that Madeleine went missing, he knew Christian B. And he said he wasn't, he was a van lifer. You can see from these, well, that's a Jaguar, isn't it? That one, an old Jaguar. And he knew him and he didn't think he had anything to do with it. But of course, you never know. But, Christian B is going to be released, isn't he? He's not going to be charged. Okay, sorry, let's go. Go back. So we watched that one. Let's go down a bit. So, I think that's it actually on that one. So in June 2020, German police said that McCann or Madeleine is assumed dead, but British authorities continue to treat her disappearance as a missing person case. Look, they're not going to find Madeleine. She is deceased. And her parents, in my opinion, allegedly, whatever way you want to take it, they know exactly what's happened to her. Now then, I had another article. Let's see. Yeah. So the thing is, when Julia went on social media and made these claims, she gathered millions of followers on this Instagram account that she set up that is now gone. She's taken it off. So when she, here's a picture of, look, she looks nothing like her. Come on. This is Julia when she was little. This is Madeleine. I just don't see that. Clearly two different girls. The hair's different. The eyes are different. Everything's different. So this article, this is Julia when she met up with Marianne Spring? And so she says she suffered abuse when she was a child. Let's read this article because it is interesting. There she is on her. This was a couple of years ago, and she said, a couple of years ago, 30th of January, 2024. I regret posting online that I was Madeleine McCann. When Julia Wendelt posted on social media that she believed she was Madeleine McCann, she became a lightning rod for online anger. In the first of a new series of stories exploring extraordinary cases of online hate and the possibility of forgiveness, Julia reveals for the first time her motives and regrets. As Julia Wendelt plays guitar to me in her bedroom in Poland, we're surrounded by teddy bears. One is bright pink, wearing a T-shirt that says, "You got this." It was a gift, the 22-year-old says, from some of her new followers. See, she's loved all this attention. She got to know them after creating an Instagram account called I Am Madeleine McCann, referring to the British girl who went missing in Portugal in 2007, but missing the final N from her surname. Madeleine McCann's disappearance at the age of 3, which remains unsolved, is one of the most widely reported in history. Online communities of obsessives have grown up around the case, and Julia's account was like petrol being thrown onto a fire, already burning across social media sites like Instagram, TikTok and X. I never meant to hurt anyone, including the McCanns. I really wanted to know who I am, she said. If she were to go back in time, Julia says she would never have made the Madeleine McCann profile. I would never go on social media. It can destroy you. Well, it can destroy you. It's hard when you decide to put your head over the parapet on social media. You know, whether it's X, Facebook, YouTube. It is hard. You take a lot of trolling, but, you know, then if she doesn't want that, she shouldn't be going on all these bloody YouTube things. And, you know, she's looking for attention. If she just sort of went quiet, people wouldn't. Why don't she go quiet then? If she don't want the attention, why is she still doing these interviews, etc.? So for a BBC Radio 4 podcast series called Why Do You Hate Me, I'm tracking down deep fakers, conspiracy theorists, impersonators and those harmed online to find out why some people behave the way they do on social media. Oh God, well, if you ever find that out, let me know. I'm starting with Julia because her case seemed to be one of the most extraordinary I'd spotted. So she's used her as well for her podcast. Do you know what I mean? I think if it was me, like, and Julia offered to come on I'd have to say to her right from the start, look, I'm coming from a stance where I do not believe you are Madeleine McCann. And I'm going to ask you difficult questions. Because from the interviews I've seen, nobody asks her any difficult questions. They're just there, just clicking up, thinking of their clicks, thinking of their likes, etc. Not really challenging anything Julia says. And as I say, I'm not, you know, I'm not looking to defend Jerry McCann or Kate McCann, but I do feel for them with this because they know she's not Madeleine. She knows really inside, maybe she really does believe she's Madeleine because she has got mental health issues. But, you know, you can't help but feel for them. Anyway, we first met at her flat in Poland. As I arrived, I was greeted by a loud meow from Julia's cat Monty. Now, rather than posting about the McCann case, Julia shares videos of him doing tricks. So who exactly is Julia? Anyway, so she obviously, you'd have to, I'm not going to go through all this, to be honest, because I think we've been through it enough times. There's Julia, we're in Poland, they're being interviewed by Marianne. Now, I don't know how tall Marianne is, but Julia looks pretty tall there. Maybe Marianne is like a midget like me, I don't know. But she looks pretty tall there, doesn't she? Oh, is Amelie that tall? You know, because if she, I mean, honestly, just looking at her, I just think the idea of her being Madeleine McCann is ridiculous. She looks nothing like her. You know, sorry, but she doesn't. But she says her family dismissed her concerns that she might be adopted and wouldn't answer her questions, and that only served to fuel her suspicions. Could she have been kidnapped? So frustrated by her family's silence, she turned to the internet for answers and started Googling missing persons websites from her bedroom. Listen, you know what I think might happen with Julia, that she decides she's somebody else in the end. Anyway, so that's the story. Yeah, clearly not Madeleine McCann. So it gave, you know, the thing is, Julia, she's got these mental health problems. She's got all this attention, all these followers. That will have swayed her. Now, and I agree with her here because she says, I knew there would be people who wouldn't believe me or might hate me, but I didn't expect that I would get death threats. She shouldn't be getting death threats. That was something I don't understand. People knew that I was abused and they all knew that I dealt with depression. So no wonder her family's a bit, so is she saying that she was abused in an sex way by her family as well? I was trying to be strong even when people said you should die, you should be RAPED'd, you should be killed, you should be murdered, you shouldn't exist in this world. You're a bitch. One person said she'd put a bounty on Julia's head. and had offered £30,000 as a reward, but Julia kept on posting. Anyway, so she went on Dr. Phil, that's right. Oh, Dr. Phil always gets involved, doesn't he? By March last year, Julia's story had gone global. It attracted the attention of producers in the United States, and she was invited to go on the long-running chat show hosted by psychologist Dr. Phil, and that's when she decided to take a DNA test. But when the results arrived, they showed that Julia was from Poland with some Lithuanian and Romanian heritage. In other words, she is not Madeleine McCann. Okay? And her family said at the time in a statement, for us as a family, it's obvious that Julia is our daughter, granddaughter, sister, niece, cousin, and step-niece. We have memories, we have pictures. We've always tried to understand all the situations that happened with Julia. So apparently she posted an apology to the McCanns. Well, make your mind up, Julia. Are you sorry or not? Anyway, I'm not going to read the whole thing out. So this is Jerry and Kate now. What we're going to look at now is we're going to look at we're going to listen to, first of all, phone call that she made to Jerry, and then we're going to listen to a video of when she actually turned up at their house to harass them. And I've got to say, it's whatever I think of the McCanns or don't think, that was a bad thing to do. A bad thing to do. I'm just going to put up. So this is her phoning Jerry. So she phoned Jerry. That's the first one we're going to look at. Let's have a look. So this is the phone call. Now, I'm not sure how she got their number, but imagine, they know about Julia. They know about all the things around it. And he just put the phone down and said, you must have the wrong number. Obviously, she didn't have the wrong number. I don't know how she got the number. I expect they changed the number shortly after that. So that was the phone call that she made. And Jerry just said, you've got the wrong number, which clearly she didn't have the wrong number, and put the phone down. Now what we're going to listen to is the audio, supposedly, of when she actually turned up at their house. Let's listen to that. Now, I'm not sure how she knew where they lived. And I'm not sure what she thought her purpose. What did she think they were going to do? Invite her in and make a bed up for her because their missing daughter come home. They know she is not Madeleine, 100%. And Kate actually got really quite distressed because I think whatever happened all those years ago, I do think it was an accident. And I think Kate pays for it every day. Whatever happened, I don't know what happened. That's just my opinion, my feeling that I get off the whole thing. So when this woman turned up, this girl turned up at their house, you can hear her, I know it's not easy to hear. Kate will listen to it a couple of times. Kate actually sounds really quite upset. Jerry's a different matter. Jerry's a surgeon. Surgeons are ice cold. Jerry can be ice cold. I think if anyone ever cracks in this, it will be Kate, because she's that bit more emotive than Jerry. But maybe she will never crack. But let's carry on listening to it, and then we'll listen to it again. Can't you hear it? Can you not hear it? Can you not hear this audio? You should be able to hear it. Ah, now that's strange. You should be able to hear that audio. There is no, no picture, but you should be able to hear the audio. I am sharing the audio, so I'm not sure why that is. Let me just try one more time if I press shot, let me just try again. Let me see. If you can't hear it, I don't know why you can't hear it. You should be able to hear it. I'm going to have to try and download it properly, and let me see. All right, let me just try one more time with this, see if you can hear this. You can't see anything, but you should be able to hear it. Try one more time. If not, I'm going to have to, don't know what I'm going to have to do.
I need help. You are not Madeleine. How do you know you're not DNA? How do you know you're not DNA? She's not my We don't want her. Please do not answer us. I'm please leave the premises. Listen, I don't know what your investment is.
Listen,
No, don't listen. We're not having a discussion
you have
about
a
it.
DNA back.
Don't do this.
No, DNA. I don't know. I have all markings on my body, almost. I have memory.
Like, no, you have said so much stuff. We don't want any information.
Well, all I'm
from you.
saying is,
But this is DNA on paper. DNA on paper. My DNA
The
from
police are well aware about Julia and her situation.
But it's not lying.
How are you going to find that out?
because I have a treatment. I have a prison.
Okay. You go to him and get him to send all the information to the Metropolitan Police.
Police
Julia,
officer present.
Yes,
Julia
because
has a
you
look.
were so high after the Freemason. I'm not here.
No, not to me.
Okay.
We're not having a discussion. Please leave it. We will be.
I get nothing. Look at it, that's what you roll me out. Roll me out, please take it.
Right, okay, let's play that again then.
You're not Madeleine.
How do you know your DNA? How do you know
I
your
think
DNA?
she's not my friend.
We don't want that. Please do not afterwards. And please leave the premises.
Listen,
I don't know what your investment is.
listen.
No, don't listen. We're not having a discussion
You have
about
a
it.
DNA back.
Don't do this.
No, DNA. I don't know.
I have all markings on my body, almost. I have memory.
Like, no, you have said so much stuff. We don't want any information.
Well, all
from
I'm
you.
saying is,
But this is DNA on paper. DNA on paper. My DNA from
The police are well aware about Julia and her situation.
But it's not lying.
How are you going to find that out?
because I have a treatment. I have a prison.
Okay. You go to him and get him to send all the information to the Metropolitan Police.
Police
Julia,
officer present.
Yes,
Julia has
because
a
you
look.
were so high after the Freemason. I'm not here.
No, not to me.
Okay.
We're not having a discussion. Please leave it. We will be.
I get nothing. Look at it, that's what you roll me out. Roll me out, please take it.
Right.
I need help. You are not Madeleine.
How do you know your DNA? How do you know your
I think
DNA?
she's not my friend.
We don't want that. Please do not afterwards. And please leave the premises.
Listen,
I don't know what your investment is.
listen.
No, don't listen. We're not having a discussion
You have a
about it.
DNA back.
Don't do this.
No, DNA. I don't know.
I have all markings on my body, almost. I have memory.
Like, no, you have said so much stuff. We don't want any information.
Well, all
from
I'm
you.
saying is,
But this is DNA on paper. DNA on paper. My DNA from
The police are well aware about Julia and her situation.
But it's not lying.
How are you going to find that out?
because I have a treatment. I have a prison.
Okay. You go to him and get him to send all the information to the Metropolitan Police.
Police
Julia,
officer present.
Yes,
Julia has
because
a
you
look.
were so high after the Freemason. I'm not here.
No, not to me.
Okay.
We're not having a discussion. Please leave it. We will be.
I get nothing. Look at it, that's what you roll me out. Roll me out, please take it.
I need help. You are not Madeleine.
How do you know?
Okay, yeah, it's not the best audio in the world. I think what I might need to have to do is try and download it properly, clarify it a bit. You know, I'm not very good at those type of things, but maybe, yeah, you can't hear it brilliantly, but basically you've got her turning up there at the door. David, have you seen Nightbot telling you off? David Matheson, woohoo, stop posting links, warning. What links? Oh, do you know what? I think Nightbot's still interfering in my maybe it's Nightbot who takes the comments out sometimes. I know. Oh God, we know what Nightbot's like. It just likes to chuck people off for no reason. So yeah, it's not the best audio in the world, but basically Jerry was saying, wasn't he, things that you can make out is he was saying, you know, we're not interested in your information. The police know about Julia's situation. Kate said, what did Kate say? She said something like, you are not my daughter, or made some comment like that. She knows she's not her daughter because, you know, she knows exactly what happened to her daughter, and she knows that Julia Wendelt is not Madeleine McCann. Definitely not Madeleine McCann. So anyway, so they sort of tied together. So it seems like now Julia is, you know, teaming up with the guy who's saying that is Ben Needham, you know, and they're making these families miserable. And as I say, even the McCanns, although I do feel they know exactly what happened to Madeleine, and they were wrong to leave their kids, 3 kids under the age of 5 alone in an apartment, are still, you know, they don't deserve this, in my opinion. You know, they don't deserve to be treated like this by someone. And I don't know what the answer is, because Julia, she obviously does have so many mental health issues. And I'm sure the other guy, Adam, who was saying that his cousin was Madeleine McCann, who did it, said his sister or whatever was Princess, asked Kerry if she was Princess Diana or whatever. You know, these people have got mental health issues. But what's the answer? Because they're giving the families mental health issues. So everyone's tippy-toeing around them because they don't want to upset them. But they are upsetting these families. So something needs to be done about it. You know, that's how it feels to me. Because I just imagine, you know, if you've got a missing child that you've never found out what's happened to them, and then someone pops up and says they are that child, you would want to believe it, wouldn't you? If you didn't already know what had happened to him, you'd want to believe that this was your missing loved one and that they were okay, etc. So yeah, it's a horrible situation, I think. But I don't know what the answer is, of course. I don't know what the answer is, but I think it would help if YouTubers, etc., weren't encouraging her to say all these things just because they think it'll be good for their channels. So anyway, right, that's it. I'm finished. So thank you so much for watching. As always, a special thank you to subscribers. Thank you to everyone who's liked my videos, everyone who's members. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free. It's a free way that you can help my channel, and also don't forget to press the notification bell for notifications of updates on cases. So I'm going to start covering again the Madeleine Soto case. That'll be the next case I'm going to concentrate on again, which I've not done a video about the Madeleine Soto and Stefan Stearns, etc., because you know, there's been other things going on, but also now the trial is coming up and there's some news coming out. So probably the next video that I do will be about Madeleine Soto and Stefan Stearns, Jen Soto, etc. But there's always things to talk about, aren't there? And I should hopefully have a little bit more time again now. Not doing quite so much taxiing now as I was. But anyway, thank you so much to everyone who's been watching. And hi, sheep farmer and farmer. I'm good, thank you. Hope you're good as well. So I'll see you all really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your God go with you. And Julia, if you're watching, or the other one, Adam, you know, you've got to leave these families alone. You are not Madeleine McCann. And Adam, you are not Ben Needham. Leave the families alone. Bye. May your God go with you.